Apyayantamantani Svatranashchusrotramato Balamindriyani cha sarvani Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam Maham Brahma Nirakuryam Mama Brahma Nirakaro Anirakaranam tu Tadatmani Nirateya Upanishadtu Dharmaha Kemai Santu Kemai Santu Om Shanti Shanti. In this 15th class on Chāndogya Upanishad from Samaveda, we will take a look at the fourth time Uddalaka instructs his son Shvetaketu with the Mahavakya TAT-TVAM-ASI. First time TAT-TVAM-ASI occurred in 8th section, second time in the 9th, third time in the 10th, and this evening in India, morning west, we are going to take a look at the fourth time in the section 11, where the father, at the end of the section, says to the son, this subtlety, this truth which generally is not seen by people, which, though ever present, though always the very truth, the very nature of everyone goes unnoticed. Therefore, it's called anima, extremely anu, extremely subtle. This is not seen by all. And this anima, this very subtle truth, is not far from you. You are that. TAT-TVAM-ASI, said. And to do so, and not as a repetition, but as throwing more light on the matter, Uddalaka employs a fourth setting or illustration. And that illustration, this time, is of a tree not dying just because somebody cut a branch here or cut a branch there, but if in some way the very life principle were to leave the tree, the entire tree in a matter of a few hours or a few days would just die. That means the tree dies. By a limb being cut off, in our case too, somebody in a war loses a hand, somebody in another accident loses both the limbs through something or the other, somebody hearing, the faculty of seeing. But there are many such handicapped people because of some accidents, etc., but they are alive. When does somebody die? Somebody whose eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin, and the 5 organs of action, and all the limbs were all intact in our eyes. He seemed to die one fine morning, and ancient seers thought about it, and in their meditation, their profound, insightful exploration, they came upon the truth of the inner principle. Swami Chinmayananda used to call it the spark of life, in a manner of saying. By spark, one must not imagine that it literally is limited in space or in size. Language has its own limitations. Really speaking, the central teaching of the Upanishads is that you and I are Brahman, right now, here and now, period, full stop. But who would understand this? Since we are caught in what we would call erroneous seeing, and to lift us, to draw us out from that erroneous perception, asamyak darshana. We have to reach samyak darshan. Vedanta is all about going from error to right seeing, essential. But by and large, people are simply unable to move out of error. They are so steeped in error that the idea of we are this personality as perceived in the waking life is so strong in them that they think that they go to dream and come back. They go to this deep sleep and come back. That language is to be examined. When you say, I went to deep sleep and I'm back now, does it mean that what you see yourself as in the waking state is some kind of unshakable truth? Maharshi Ramana also asked us to intensely question the very notion we have about who we are in this waking state. He did not actually allow us to take our waking identity as some kind of unquestionable reference point. Question anything else. Question dream, question deep sleep, make 100 theories about them. But about my waking identity, I am the son of so and so, I am a resident of such and such city, I am so many years old, I have such qualifications, da 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 da. Nobody has to question us. That itself is the strong hold of erroneous seeing. If that erroneous seeing is loosened, the implications or the consequences are immense. And Upanishads, with great kindness and compassion, holding our hand as to leading us step by step as though guide us towards samyak darshan. Therefore, no wonder in Kathopanishad Bhashya, Adi Shankara calls the Vedas, of which Vedanta is a part, more of a well-wisher to us than thousands of mothers and fathers. There's an expression over there. Mata Pitra Sahasrebhyopi Hitaishina Vedena Bhuktam Diva Brahmaikyam Adaraniyam. We must hold all regard the oneness of Jiva and Brahma as taught by Veda. And what is Veda? Hitaishi, more of a well-wisher, or a well-wisher more than thousands of Mata Pitru. So in this section, which has only 3 mantras, therefore I took the liberty of indulging longer prastavana or avataranita, getting into the depth. We will now take a look at our first slide, which highlights the punchline of this particular section. Section 11. Section 11, and the title is based on mantra number 3, not mantra number, mantra number 1, but it is section mantra number 3, as the number is given, 611-3. First of all, to give you a sense of context, on the top is written TAT-TVAM-ASI, the 4th time. It's going to come 9th time also. Navakratvaha Upadeshaha Tatvamasi Mahavakya Dvara, etc. is said in some Prakarana Granthas. Tatvamasi, 4th time. And what is it going to tell us? The life principle in us, alas, has gone to the backseat. We are so immersed, we are so caught up with our personality. It's like they say, it's like somebody took a Cadbury's chocolate and successfully ate the wrapper, threw away the delicious chocolate inside. He should eat the chocolate and throw away the wrapper, right? But he did the opposite. Likewise, if you and I embrace the personality, how handsome I am, how learned I am, how popular I am, mean a lot to us. I am Sat, I am Chit, do not mean anything to us. All right, life principle is the inner truth of our being. Personality, Eknath Ishwaran somewhere said, the word personality comes from word person, and word person of English comes from some Latin word personae, means a mask. Mask is taken for real, and the face is forgotten. Imagine. Life principle and personality, the illustration of a tree and its branches. In the simple illustration, Uddalaka, the kind, competent teacher as well as father, says to Shvetaketu, son, in the third mantra, he hits hard. Jivapetam vavakila idam riyate, na jivo mriyate. This body, suppose, does not have the life principle operating anymore in it, then it disintegrates. It dies. Apeta in Sanskrit means devoid of. Jivapetam, jiva rahitam. Jiva here is life principle. Pava is the word emphasizing. Indeed, don't mistake it to be the name of the village where Hawaii Forum is going to be. That is Vave. In Maharashtra, an hour of drive from Popoli and Mumbai, there's a village Vave. I should ask the villagers there, did you name your village drawing from Chāndogya Upanishad? They would blink, what? Chāndogya, what? Upanishad, what? Alas, very small percentage of know what Upanishads are. Let's come back to the main teaching. Jiva petam power, killer. That's also another word adding certain stress. Idam. Idam in the Darshtantika means the body. In the Drishtanta it is the tree. If the life force totally leaves the tree, entire tree dries up. If the life force is still in the tree, you may have cut by now 7 branches, 11 branches of the tree. And much sap might be oozing from all those branches. In many trees, as you know, when you cut, certain liquid oozes out. In those rubber plants, that's a great, that liquid that comes out is great commercial value. I spent some 2 years in middle Kerala, near Ernakulam, and a little farther is the city of Kottayam. In Kottayam, a good friend of ours, Raju Nair, used to tell us, my Kottayam is known for 3 L's. Let me try to remember. One L is lake, another L is something else, then one is lacquer. Lacquer is that rubber plants, So wonderful thing to hit. and a certain whitish liquid comes. With that rubber is made. He himself was an owner of rubber plantations and so on. Yeah, the other one is laterite, a certain stone with which walls are made. Houses can be built, reddish, rough surface. A lot of structures in Kerala as well as coastal Karnataka, they are built with those laterite stones. They don't use bricks. Laterite stones are cut into brick shape, big bricks. So lakes, laterite, and lacquer. I'm saying this because in the illustration, Sravati, certain sap oozes out. He said, Jivaketam vavakiledam mriyate, na jivo mriyate. When I read this afternoon or morning, my mind went to Pujya Swamiji's statement. Every body dies, nobody dies. Body dies, not jiva. Na jivo mriyate. The simple translation in the title slide goes, this, in the illustration, a tree, in the theme proper, a body or a personality. This tree dies, this body dies, when the life principle gives it. Does the life principle also, after leaving the body, going a mile or so, falls down dead? No. Jivaha namriyat. Friends, I must tell you here that these kind of teachings are not the high plateau of Upanishad. That's where I have already called Upanishads compassionate, kind, our best well-wisher. The central teaching of the Upanishads is you are not what you are taking yourself to be. What you are presently taking yourself to be is avidya, is adhyasa, is error, is a false superimposition. Adi Shankara in his classic piece of introduction to Brahma Sutras, which is called Adhyasa Bhashya. It is called Adhyasa. It's a piece of commentary which lays before us threadbare. What under the sun is this error? What is this error? What is this ignorance? What is this misconception? What is this erroneous perception? And after defining Adhyasa over there, Atas means that buddhi, adhyasa has a definition. Then there is a wonderful line. To eliminate this error, to eliminate this adhyasa, is the purpose of all the Upanishads. Asya anarthasya prahanaya sarve vedanta arabhyante. Master of clarity. Right in the beginning, he makes it the study of Brahma Sutra, also like the study of Gita, like the study of Upanishads. It's also meant primarily for those who are able to grasp that high teaching. It's meant to eliminate error. Then what is all this theory? That there is a personality, there is a jiva, and then jiva doesn't die, personality dies, and some processes, some sequences, some methods, some stages, and so on and so forth, illustrations, metaphors, poetry, literature, literary decorations, alankar, all of it. I have quoted many times, Aurobindo said, Upanishads are one of the greatest poetry in Sanskrit. Because it does have very many poetic structures. But I would like to remark before proceeding. Like is said here, Upanishads prepare the ground. You are thinking about earning more wealth, or you are worried about how somebody is suffering from cancer and oh, I hope she will get well, get better soon, and so on. All right, all that. All of that has a place. We respect your human needs. But here, when you are attempting a certain quantum leap, for heaven's sake, try to come to the central teaching. To help you do that, it is called Adhyaropa. What Shastra brings before you, certain concepts, certain ideas, certain structures, certain terms, certain terminology, which you are not using in your daily life. You talk about food and drink and milk and curd and yogurt and all cars and houses. You have vast vocabulary. That's wonderful. But concepts like Jiva, concepts like Atma, concepts like prana leaving the body, that's not in your ordinary language. Nor is it the ultimate truth. The ultimate truth is nobody leaves anything, nothing leaves anything. Nothing is up, nothing is down. That's the ultimate truth. But from where you are stuck, you need to reach that ultimate truth, that quietude, that stillness, not stillness of ignorance, but the stillness that emanates from pure wisdom. You need certain stepping stones which are eventually removed. Therefore, without going long on it, Adhyaropa, deliberate superimposition, including the word avidya, adhyasa, which are one and the same, that also is part of Adhyaropa. If it were really there, superimposition is something brought in to be removed later. It doesn't exist by itself. The teaching method, a certain concept is brought in. Avidya also doesn't exist on its own. Avidya na vidyate. It doesn't exist. It's not bhava. If it were to exist, it would have been second to Brahman. Here is Brahman and here is Avidya. Let's go hanging around you. Nowadays, you have a lot of drones. Because one of you may ask me in a question answer session like this. Swamiji, we are trying to understand Avidya. Is it like a drone which keeps floating, keeps flying above this substrate called Brahma, and somewhere it lands on Brahma? Rama Rama, don't imagine in that way. Avidya is a teaching tool, erroneous perception of avidya, that itself is adhyasa. But in order to come to that subtlety, it's an anima. It's not to be so we should also without expressing itself with name and going big into the Shastra, listen to competent texts, with dexterity, a delicate topic and delicate. We now go to the second slide where illustration. The second mantra, we visualize a tree in front of us. Adi Shankara himself in his commentary says, think of a tree. When you think of, he says, the father and son are standing and there's a tree in front of them. Because the word is asya vrikshasya. Asya somya mahato vrikshasya. Asya vrikshasya. generally use the word of this tree, then some vrikshasya were to mule abhyahanya. Abhi, ha and hanana. Hanana doesn't have to be killing every time. In context, hanana can mean Ramaha, Ravanam, Hanti. Rama, that Hanti to strike. Karasyan commentary, an axe, and right at the base, Vrikshaha Mahan, Asya Mahato Vrikshasya, Mule Abhyahanya. Abhyahanya has the sense of if someone were to hit. Imagine the axe goes 6 inches deep, tree is big and well built, well grown. Jivan, the tree remains alive. Do you mean nothing happens to the tree? No, something happens. While remaining alive, Srave, Srava. Srava means flowing, oozing. Certain liquid, I have taken the liberty to translate it as sap, whatever botany may call it. I bow down before botanists who know the right word. Sap. Sap oozes out. What if somebody else comes with an axe and hits at the middle? Amadhye abhyahanya, abhyahanya. Again, it stays alive, but there will be some oozing of this sap over there also. Jivan, Stave, Yo Agre Abhyahanna, from the front you hit. Again, Jivan, Srave. Sayesha Jivena Atmana Anuprabhuta, that several branches be cut. The tree on the whole has the Jiva Tattva, life principle pervading it. Adi Shankara in his commentary goes a little Karma Siddhanta. Very interesting, and I was thinking while going over it this evening. Not only the Upanishads, but Adi Shankara does the same job of being extremely kind, holding our hand as though feeding us. What makes me say that? Upanishad has not gone into Karma Siddhanta here. Somewhere else it has said. In all the Upanishads, pretty much there is some reference to karma, karma phala, and so on. Even in Chāndogya Upanishad, there is phala is that we have to face as a result of our karma. So, Adi Shankara in his commentary says, the karma of a jiva, jivatma, you and me, should be such that at a certain time, our karma requires that we have hands, we have feet, we have eyes, we have ears, all are necessary as per our karma. Interesting, this Hindu theory of karma thoroughly worked out. Those who hastily looked at it have their own, but those who have studied it carefully, so many things have been worked out here. Adi Shankara says is because his karma no more requires use of that hand in that life. So the accident and that hand is gone. Somebody loses his feet. With all sympathy, Hinduism is not apathetic or apathy towards that man. That's how they misinterpret karma siddha. Hindus are saying it is karma culture, actually price at all. There was so much preventiveness built into Hindu systems. I am speaking this in Bangalore, in the beautiful ashram Suvarnamukhi Samskriti Dhama, and in this ashram everything is fine. But the city of Bangalore, as most of you know, has been having a problem probably for 2 weeks now. Water everywhere. Somebody joked, Uber is going to introduce boats instead of cars for city transportation. And it is said the founder of Bengaluru, Kempegowda, in his foresightedness, in his far-sightedness, had made many ponds, many lakes, and even channels, canals running through the city. Raja Kalu, we call it in Kannada. Royal corridors or canals. I got a long WhatsApp message which said, specifically said, in the well-known area in Bangalore, some of you know, majestic was here. There was a huge lake road place. So, the foresight of the rulers, their advisors, the priests, or the ministers, or there's no civilization. On the contrary, no usurped by builders, by even IT companies, between a former IT head and a certain politician. The IT head first said that well, these politicians have made all these lakes disappear. The politician hit back. You IT people have built all those structures everywhere, IT parks and so on, where there were lakes. Fire, not go into it. So, karma. Next time somebody view of life, just tell them you have seen only from a certain angle. There is more to karma than what you discuss with some competent scholar. So Shankara says that when one particular limb is no more needed from the karma siddhanta point of view, you and I discuss some equipment. When we are very clear, I don't need this. And already at my home, an iPhone 8 and iPhone 5 are lying around. I 14 now, without going long on it. He said here that Jivaha Namriyate. And in the second slide, the example. Vrakshaha na shushyati jivaneva sravati. Limbs are gone, but now we go to the third slide, where the Upanishad mantra gives to us a certain understanding of the matter, one step further to where we stop. Asya somya, second mantra in the 11th section. Asya yad ekam shakam jivo jahat. What makes the jiva leave a certain branch, certain path? Karma. What makes us change places? What makes us move from Chicago to Tampa? What makes us move Okay, so we can see. Put the Okay, I'm not seeing this slide. Slide came and disappeared. Third slide, second mantra. So if one branch is cut, that branch dries up. Okay, again slide is vanishing. Why does the slide not stay? Comes, vanishes. तस्य यदेकां शाखां जीवो जहाति अतः सा शाखा शुष्यति. If life principle leaves a particular branch, that branch dries up. The tree is alive. Dvitiyam shakham jahati, that is, jiva leaves the second branch. That second branch dries. Tritiyam shakham jiva jahati, atha sa tritiya shakha shushyati. Sarvam jahati, if the life principle leaves the whole tree, all branches, the stems, the trunk, everything, sarva shushyati. See how slowly and patiently Sadhyaropa is so carefully developed. Now we go to the last slide and saying or giving this illustration. This is the last slide, last few words. Evameva khalu soumya vidhi. Understand this way, oh dear one. Jiva peta avakila idam riyate. This was in the title slide also. If the jiva leaves, everything is gone. And na jiva hamriyate. That's about it. Rest of it has come before. Sayeshaha anima. In other words, this jiva tattva, who are we? We are very attached to the body. Let's not condemn ourselves for that, but patiently re-examine. Am I this body? The body drops down dead. But there is in me a certain anima, anutva, anuta. Anima is an abstract noun of the adjective anu. And idam sarvam, this entire universe actually has etad as its atma. Aitad atmyam is derived like. It has this subtlety as the self of it all. And that truth, which is the one and the same in all of us, at the depth of our being, that is Satyam, that is Atma, TAT-TVAM-ASI. You are that, oh Shveta-Ketu. So Shveta-Ketu is helped from several angles of view to appreciate the truth being talked of. We should not imagine something on its own. Now a doubt may come up. If it is so tiny, and you say that is the self of everything, how can some huge universe come from a tiny thing like Anu means tiny also, incidental. Though when you have greater philosophical understanding, you know that that subtlety is beyond divisions of small and big here and there, then and now. So divisions of time, divisions of space, descriptions in terms of size, etc., do not apply to it. They are all applicable to a grosser plane or frame of consideration. However, Shveta-Ketu has a doubt. Hence, the huge universe, you say that Atma is the soul of the whole universe, which means the whole universe has come from that Atma or that Brahma. From something tiny can a huge thing come? Please, Bhagavan Bhuya eva vidnapayatu. Please teach me once more. Tata iti. Somya, oh dear one, I shall tell you. And the 12th Khanda section will talk about a tiny banyan seed giving rise to a huge banyan tree. That is the answer to a question that has arisen in this part. We will examine it next Friday class. Om Namah Paramarashibhyo Namah Paramarashibhyo. Let's spend 5 minutes. Some comments or questions. I'm sure a lot of you have commented on the internet instability. Pranam and namaste and Hari Om. That's fine. Okay. Internet is weak. Voice is not clear. Yes. So from friends from near and far, audio is bad. Internet hassles. Fully gone. No audio. There is some technical age. No audio. Okay. Is disconnected from Zoom itself. Okay, let me say one thing. The next class, when we go to the 12th Khanda, I will again highlight some essentials, especially if some point was missed out. I'll make a note and share those points, then go more into 12th Khanda. But for now, let us conclude. Om Namah Shivaya.